subscribe. Here we go. You guys know the drill. Let's do this. All right, starting with a fresh, clean face, I am going to apply my primer. If you're wondering what in the world is that in her hair, I just decided to just clamp my hair, my bangs back with like 2 little napkins and a clamp. I'm gonna be using Givenchy's Mr. Matte Primer. You guys know me, when I get obsessed with a primer, I start using it for a hot minute until I'm like over it. So I'm just gonna apply it to my T-zone area and work my way out. Next up, I'm going to be adding my foundation. I am using Giorgio Armani's Luminous Silk Foundation. This is in shade number 7. This is honestly the perfect everyday foundation. So I'm just going to be applying it with my BH Cosmetics foundation brush. I actually just bought some new makeup brushes online, you guys. I realized, oh my gosh, when was the last time I like updated my makeup brushes? So I was online. And it's funny because I ended up just getting the same ones in the exact same design when they had so many other options. I guess it's just like, you know, when you trust something, you just want to get the same. I just love to keep it light and natural for my everyday foundation. You can use that same brush or a beauty blender, or I'm gonna use my go-to Artis Oval 7 brush to just make sure everything is blended nice and evenly. Ooh. Whoever invented this brush was a genius, because it honestly feels like I'm putting my skin to sleep. It's like so relaxing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I clearly missed a spot with these little things here. I'm just gonna pull it out. Don't tell my hair colorist. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over and take my time. I don't know what's been going on lately, but I have just been such a homebody. I don't even know why I'm doing this look right now, because I ain't got nowhere to be. Steve's always like, you need to go out with your friends more and actually have a life. And I'm just like, he's right. So the concealer I'm using today is actually a drugstore concealer. Hey! I actually really do like this one. It's from Maybelline, and this is their Dream Concealer. It's an illuminating, brightening concealer, exactly what I need for my dark circles. So I'm gonna be using their shade number 40, which is in medium, and I'm just going to apply it right underneath my eyes. And then around my nose, in this little area over here that decided to break out. I'm gonna actually just use my ring finger to blend it in. You can, again, use your beauty blender or the Artis brush, or, you know, whatever brush you want. But for me, I think the ring finger really is the best option when it comes to my concealers, just to get it in all the little tight areas and the little creases. I'm gonna be using my go-to from Mercier, her Secret Brightening Powder. Just gonna apply it with a little fan brush, specifically underneath the eyes, and then I'll just use the remainder all over the face. Okay, and then after, I'm going to apply my bronzer. I'm gonna start with a matte bronzer. You guys know my favorite one. It's from Too Faced. This is their Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is in the medium deep matte shade. So suck in your cheeks. Since we're trying to keep this like as natural and everyday as possible, we just want to create a little bit of definition on the cheeks, get rid of like the double chin, just kind of outline the face. I always like to apply a little bit to my nose. I use the same brush because I'm lazy, but you can obviously use a more defined brush for that area if you like. And then from my Becca Cosmetics, I'm gonna be using this pretty shimmery skin perfector. It's in the shade Bronzed Amber. It has little like sparkles in it. It's just a subtle shimmer, and I'm gonna apply that in that same area above where I contoured, just to give it a little bit more of like a glow. It's a recent thing I've been doing, just kind of like adding that extra bronzy glow. So for MAC Cosmetics, I'm using their Yum Yum Yum, that's what it's called. It has little stars in it, and I'm just going to apply it with my blush brush. It's matte, but it has just a few little shimmers in it, and I like that. You can definitely get away with a little bit of shimmer in the blush, but try not to over shimmer on the contour. This is really like a perfect everyday pink. especially if you have a similar skin complexion as me. I say go for lighter colors like that. So I'm gonna add a little faux glow, of course, my favorite step. You guys know I'm obsessed with my ColourPop Cosmetics illuminator called Might Be, but I'm actually gonna be using Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is in the shade Opal, and it's creamy, and it's very similar to the one that I was using from ColourPop. It's really nice. Just gonna apply a little bit on the nose to give it a little glow. Also, just the top of my nose right here, a little above the lip. You're gonna apply a little bit to the top of your cheekbone. And then work your way up and go directly under the brow. Even though we haven't done the brows yet, it's okay. We can still add that in there. Same to the other side. If you guys hear that, it's literally raining outside. This is so crazy for LA. Like, we never ever see rain. It's crazy. And then, because I'm so obsessed, I'm just going to apply a little dab to the inner corners of my eyes. So I think what I'm realizing about these illuminators is if you're looking for one, I definitely say go for one that kind of has more of like a creamy texture, because it just really sits nicely on the skin. To prime my eyes, I finally, remember in my last tutorial, I said I hated that eyeshadow primer I was using? Well, now I'm going back to the drugstore version I was using called e.l.f. It's e.l.f. Cosmetics, we all know. You know. You guys like my new backgrounds, by the way? For my beauty looks, I'm thinking like I want to do more like simple backgrounds. I got a bunch of these like different colored backgrounds, so you're gonna see a lot of different like change ups. I don't know, I'm not 100% set on this yet. Pun intended. An eyeshadow palette from e.l.f. Check it out. It's like a trio. I'm gonna start out with the brown shade here, and I'm just going to apply that to the crease of my lids. I'm gonna grab the other pretty little shade here. Just gonna apply it directly over my lid. Then the other pretty shade, I'm just gonna grab a brush that's a little bit more defined, just smaller. Just gonna apply the pretty gold shade. And then while we're at it, I'm gonna apply that same shade just to the top of my eyebrow, or under my eyebrow. I'm gonna be using my Charlotte Tilbury palette. This is her Dolce Vita palette. I think this one costs about $60 to $65. However, it is amazing. So I'm just gonna be using this pressed sparkly color. I always apply it with my finger because it's kind of that finished look. These ones you apply with the brush, but this one right here, it's more creamy and it's super sparkly and bronzy. So I'm just gonna apply that right to the center of my lid, and you're gonna see a huge, instant, glowy, dramatic, sparkly effect. You see how sparkly it looks? I just love it. I actually first was introduced to this for my wedding makeup. I don't know if any of you guys remember those pictures, but the makeup artist Lindsay, my good friend, she used this palette on me, and instantly I was obsessed and I had to have it. Okay, now I'm just adding eyeliner to the top of my lid, as well as the lower lash line. Then I'm just gonna grab a small, tiny little brush. It's super defined. Whenever I use a pencil, I always like to go over it to make it look more smudgy and just more natural and more sultry. I'm just gonna run it over gently to just make sure the liner is super straight and blended. Now, this is kind of my everyday go-to look. I wouldn't normally wear lashes, you guys know me, but because I have lashes and I thought it would be fun for the tutorial to just play it up and to show you what it looks like with lashes, I'm gonna go ahead and apply them. I literally just messed it up. This happens all the freaking time. Now I have to throw away that lash. I'm so bummed. Honestly, it's too complicated. Forget about it. So if that's the case, then I guess I'm just gonna go back over it with a little bit more mascara and just work my God-given lashes. So I'm just going to fill in the little spots, little missing gaps with my actually new eyebrow pencil that I got. This is Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit. So I'm just going to first brush them out. I try to keep it really natural by just filling in the gaps. So for my lips, I want to keep it really simple, but still have a little pop of color. So my go-to shade is gonna be a peachy color. I also love nude, but I always do nude. So sometimes it's fun to just add a little hint of color, and peach is really the safest way to go. I'm just gonna line my lips with my MAC lip liner. This is in the shade Spice. So I'm gonna be using this pretty lip crayon from Hourglass. I really, really love, love, love this peachy shade. Oh wait, let me just take these out. Ooh.